A little bit about myself. So why am I here and why am I doing this? I came from Ukraine. I went to UC Berkeley. I did my pre-med degree, a biology degree in UC Berkeley. And at some point, I had a health scare, real bad health scare. I spent years working on this topics for you guys, okay, for everybody. And I think it's my duty to share it with people so people can understand that they don't have to be a victim and live by somebody else's program. They can actually be a creator of their life, right? We're born, our bodies, our brains do not come with instructions, unfortunately. Either you're moving into the good direction or you're moving in the other direction, okay? Always. You can feel happy. Our birthright is to feel happy here. Our birthright. It's not, we're not here to feel stressed. It's all connects the dots. If you connect the dots, you kind of understand what's going on, right? I'm going to do what I think I should do, not what others want me to do. Are you living with stress, anxiety, obstacles that are preventing you from living your life to the fullest? I know I have been there. My name is Vitaly, and I have experienced all these emotions before, and I'm here to talk to you about how you can overcome all those obstacles, fears, and stresses in your life. I came here from Ukraine and went to UC Berkeley. I got my degree in biology. I had a real bad health scare, and then something happened. My life went down the hill completely. I lost my cool. I started having depressive thoughts. I started having panic attacks. I started having huge anxiety, and really my social relationships suffered. I really went to pieces, and I didn't know what to do. I consulted many people. I went to different specialists, and nobody was able to help me. This is not to say you shouldn't see a specialist. I'm just talking about my own experience. Nobody was able to help me. I was going further and further down into the hole, and at some point I was at the point where I didn't know what to do completely, and I started learning. I started learning about everything I could, studying, reading articles, reading everything, all materials I could read, and so I can understand what's going on with me. Why am I feeling this way? Why am I like that? What can I do to help myself? Because nobody was able to help me. And so at that point I started reading again and more and learning everything I could about it. I was able to completely convert my life, and now I'm doing great, I'm feeling great, and I'm looking much better. Stressed completely. I was not happy person at all. I was completely always down, and my negative thoughts were overwhelming me. I didn't know what to do with them. I didn't know what to do completely. And at some point, after I did all this, I really was able to pull myself together, really get my life back in how it should be. And so I'm here. I believe it's my duty to help you guys to get this done for yourselves, okay? To help yourself. It's my duty to share this information with the community so people can help themselves get well, live a really great life we were put on this earth to live, not to suffer, not to have any negative thoughts. We're going to discuss the origin of stress. We're going to talk about what causes stress, why there is such a negative loop that's going on, why it's so difficult to get out of that hole, why it's the process is so difficult to overcome. It's not an easy process, I'm not going to kid you. This requires determination, willpower, it requires patience, it requires effort. You can get your life back. You don't have to be a victim to your problems and all these things in the past, traumas, etc., etc. You can become a happy person again, and you can really live the life you were put on this earth to live. Tools and instruments so you can help yourself overcoming the stresses, anxieties, and obstacles in your life. We're going to be discussing the origin of stress, what causes stress, and how to deal with it. This is not going to be a lecture. This is going to be an interactive webinar where people are going to interact with me and with each other during this process. They'll be able to share stories. It's very helpful. I find it very helpful and very useful for people to interact and hear they're not alone in this, that there are many other people that are dealing with the same issues and that can be helped. But they need the information, they need the tools, they need the instruments to help themselves. This is very important to understand. A lot of us make resolutions, especially during New Year, to start something new, to do something new, to do something that really needed in our life. Why don't they work? We're going to discuss exactly why they don't work and why most people do not honor their New Year's or other resolutions. I did it myself. I did resolutions, I did New Year's resolutions, and I said, well, I'm going to do this, and it never happened. It never happened. We're going to discuss why it doesn't happen for most people and what you can do about it. We are going to explore what happens to your body during stress, what happens to your mind during stress. We are going to combine ancient wisdom with state-of-the-art science. And by blending both, we are going to get the best of both worlds. We are going to merge them together, and this way we can achieve actually the results we want. Only by total integration of many aspects of our well-being we can achieve the result. This is the uniqueness of our program. So the relevance of eliminating stress and fears from your life is that stress causes inflammation. We're talking about chronic inflammation in your cells that's really harmful, and it's responsible for causing roughly 70% of chronic diseases. We are not talking about acute inflammation where you cut your finger and it heals by using process of inflammation. Your body uses inflammation to heal it. That's not what we're talking about. That's a useful inflammation. We are talking about chronic inflammation where slowly over time there's a buildup of inflammation in your body, inside your cells. That is very harmful. And that's responsible, as I said, for about 70% of the chronic diseases. Many people believe that they're the victims of their genes. Nothing could be further from the truth. About 90% of the genes can be turned off or on, just like lights in a room. It's very important to understand that. We're going to discuss how that happens and how you don't have to be a victim of your genes. We can switch them off or on. It's very important to understand that. So how the genes are controlled, we're going to discuss that. We all know people in our lives that create very positive energy. And we all know in our lives people that do not create positive energy, that are full of conflict, stress, drama. We're going to discuss why that happens. We're going to discuss what you can do about it. We're going to discuss the origin of that. And so you can understand how to deal with such people. It's these areas that are really key to understanding the anxiety, to understanding the stress response in your body, to understanding how your body reacts to things, to understanding what you can do to become the master of your life. Our epigenetics, neuroplasticity, genetics, stress response, and the origin of chronic inflammation. These are the areas that you critically need to understand in order to overcome stress, anxiety, and other obstacles that you're dealing with in your life. That way, you don't have to be a victim to your anxiety. You can become a master of your life. You can design the life you want. You can move in the right direction. You can actually make things happen that you really were born to do. So I went through all these things myself. I felt anxiety, I felt overwhelmed, I felt all the obstacles. I couldn't find any ways out of it. I understand how you guys feel. I understand how you can be. It feels really, really hopeless a lot of times. So I was able to do this because to overcome these things by understanding all these processes. There's a lot of information out there, but there's not a lot of wisdom out there. We are combining everything we can so you guys can feel better and better and better. It's not going to be easy. I'm not going to kid you. It requires effort, requires time, requires understanding and determination. But is it worth it? It's for you to decide. Is it worth it to get your life back and not be controlled by the program? Not be controlled by the program over and over again. Every day you get up, you're controlled by the same program that doesn't let you live your life to the fullest, takes you back to your drama, takes you back to your negative experiences. You want to overcome that. You don't want to do that. I know I've been there. I know exactly what it is. And that's why I feel obligation to share this information with you so you can help yourself. By getting this information, working with yourself, you can really be well. So the reason I was able to do this in the first place is because of my background at UC Berkeley. I was majoring in biology in a pre-med program. And when this crisis happened, I went back and said, wait a minute, I should use this knowledge. I should start reading because I have a degree in biology and I can understand a lot of these things, so I can utilize this and start reading more and more so I can utilize this knowledge. I also became an attorney, and before this crisis happened and everything was hunky-dory, before everything went down the hill. And that's when I came back. I think there's a reason why this happened to me, so I can help people go through these crises. I was able to read through all the research and spend years doing it, so you don't have to do it. I can save you time, and you can actually get this done for you without spending years like I did in order to help myself. I was able to do it because of my background. But anybody can learn this information, okay? I was able to pull it for you, and now it's easy for you to utilize that information. If you're thinking, you may be thinking, well, I don't know if I can understand this. I'm sure that you will be able to understand this after we go through the webinar in details with other people and with myself, and we're going to go over the information. You may be thinking, hey, I don't know, I went over here and I bought this seminar and it didn't help me. Well, I think it's very important to understand that what we're doing is unique in terms of combining, again, ancient wisdom with state-of-the-art science. We're going to give you the information that you really need to overcome these obstacles, stresses, and you can make your life, become master of your life. Again, create the life you want. This is what you want to do. You want to live the life to the fullest. You don't want to wake up in the morning and do the same things every day and expect different results. That's called insanity. But we don't want to get involved in that. We want to do something good, productive, positive, where you're going to be receiving positive vibes, positive energy. You want to really live a great life. Wake up in the morning energetic. You don't want to be like, hey, here's another day. I'm going to go through the same crap I've been before. No, I don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We want to be positive. This is what is going to help us to do it. So together we can do that. So the program is really useful for anybody who is facing obstacles, anxiety, stresses. For example, I worked with a college student, currently a UC Berkeley college student, that faced real difficulties transitioning from high school into college. You can see her video on our website. I also worked with yoga instructors. I'm teaching a course at yoga studio about these overcoming obstacles, fears, anxiety, etc. You can see the testimonial from the yoga instructor on our website. So you have a couple of options. You can do nothing and then your life will remain the same. You're going to be facing the same obstacles, same fears, same stresses, and this is how it's going to be, unfortunately. Or you can take a step forward. You can change your life completely. You can become a different person. You can live with a positive energy. You can be a happy person again. So it's up to you how you proceed. Again, you may be thinking in the back of your head, well, I don't know about this. Maybe it's not for me. Do it. I'm not ready right now. I'm going to do it next month. I'm going to do it in a year. Bring your fears, bring uncertainty, bring your doubt, bring all those negative emotions that you have into the program so we can discuss it, so you guys can understand what it's about, so we can all help each other. I would like to invite you to a live interactive program that's going to be run by me, Vitaly Lipovetsky, that's going to take you through a journey of dealing with stresses and anxieties and obstacles. It's going to help you understand what's happening to you and move you into a lighter direction, move you in the right direction in your life so you can take control of your life and you can really live your life to the fullest. So you're not alone, you have support, you can do this. I don't want you to feel that you're alone and nobody else is suffering the way you do. I suffered the same way. I know how it feels. Many others are going through this right now as we speak. Today is a day that you need to take new action so you don't do the same thing and expect a different result. That would not be good because your life would not change. If you want your life to change, you really need to take action now and you're going to thank yourself later. later on in life when people feel regret about certain things and it's too late to do anything about it, it's really, not a happy situation. I don't want you to be in that situation. I want you to feel happy later on. I want you to feel that you took action at the time when the action had to be taken, so you can make your life great and you can become a person that you want to become and achieve things that you want to achieve. I want you to get your maximum potential. I want you to be the person you want to be. I don't want you to feel any regrets later. And this is really something I want you to do for yourself. Believe me, you're not going to do it unless you do it now. This is what happened to me. I know that when I didn't do something, it never got done. Give it a try and see what happens. You owe yourself that.